Hello and welcome to Polloi Two, and today we have an unboxing as I've received two packages this week that I'm looking forward to opening. On the left here we have a package from regular supporter and channel Patreon Evander. He has sent me some bits before. I'm not really sure what's in here. He did message me just to say he'd sent some stuff and it sounded pretty intriguing, so we'll be opening that one up second. On the right we have this package from Matthew, who watched one of my recent videos over on toy-polloi and said that he'd got a project that he was unable and unlikely to finish and that he would like to send it over because he thought it would be ideal for me to finish based on something that I've been filming over on toy-polloi. So let's start off by opening that one and we'll see what Matthew has sent in. Okay, so here is the box from Matthew, and he'd watched a video where I've been recarding a few Star Wars figures using a recard kit from replicator boxes and inserts, and he messaged me to say that he'd started collecting the sort of first 12 Star Wars figures in this sort of idea of fixing them up. These are all beta figures and then sort of recarding them, but he's just sort of run out of steam on the project and would I like them. So that is what I believe is inside this box. Feels fairly weighted, sort of feels like there's more than 12 figures in there, so we'll have a look and see what's inside. So let's open this up and see what he's sent. What have we got here? Well, there's some bits at the top. I can see some weapons. He said all of the weapons in here are reproduction ones, and then there's some sort of mounting cards and stuff as well. Oh look, there's more stuff. There's a whole load more, in fact. Oh, that says lightsabers. I think I just dropped a lightsaber out of there. There were lightsabers inside a little piece of cardboard, so I've got some reproduction lightsabers there. Those look quite intriguing. These are sort of backing boards. What else have we got here? More figures. So yeah, let me open this up and we'll see exactly what's in here. I've rearranged my desk a bit so you can see we've got some figures in here. These are all Star Wars figures. I say he was going to sort of redo a set of first 12 figures and make them sort of from betas into nice displayable figures. I guess these are all the beta figures that he's got. Oh, they're not too bad condition at all. Some of them have got a bit of wear, so there's a C-3PO there, a little bit of wear to him. That Stormtrooper doesn't look too bad at all, just needs a little bit of paint on his hands, but that's a pretty reasonable Stormtrooper. We've got a Han Solo there, needs the normal sort of paint reapplying to his head, but actually the rest of that figure's in really nice condition. We've got a Death Squad Commander who looks actually in remarkably good condition. Normally these have a lot more paint wear on their boots, so it's a not bad condition figure there. And what have we got in this bag over here? And we have the rest of the first 12. Let me just roll those out. Yeah, so they're not bad condition at all, really. We've got a Luke Skywalker here, a little bit yellowed on his body and needs some new paint on his head and his hands by the look of it, but it's not bad condition. That's a pretty reasonable Chewbacca. He's always got a bit of wear down the bandolier there and he needs a new nose, but yeah, not bad. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm guessing that these capes are reproduction as well. They look very shiny, so I'm going to say they're reproduction capes. We've got a Leia there with a reproduction cape. Yeah, not bad condition. We've got a sand person here. Again, not bad at all. And then Darth Vader and a little Jawa here. That's definitely not an original vinyl cape Jawa, but they're all pretty nice figures. Not bad at all. Oh, there's R2-D2 there as well that I missed in the middle. So we've got a solid topped R2-D2 with a reproduction sticker and a lot of chrome missing on his head there. But they're not bad figures at all. Certainly they could be tidied up and made to look very nice indeed. And then we've got a whole load of stands and clips, and he did send me a photo of what these are. These are stands to go behind the figures. So if I pull out a couple of these are like sort of versions of the bits that go behind the figures on the cars. And I guess the idea is that there's a clip in here. I'll just open this bag. And that you're supposed to put these in these clips like that and then display the figure in front of them. I thought they were quite a nice idea. It's quite a nice way of displaying figures. So he sent me all of those as well, so that's pretty cool. I do like that. That's a nice way of displaying these figures. But yeah, I maybe will end up recarding these, as I did sort of get halfway through that recard kit, or doing a few of them at least. So that's going to be quite interesting. But what's in this box here? It says Humble Paints on it. It feels quite heavy. Let's open this up and see what's inside here. And it is indeed, it's Humble Paints behind me. So you sent me the whole thing that you were working on. So there are lots and lots of Humbrol paints in here, and brushes and all sorts. So this was your entire project, Matthew. That's very kind of you to send it over. Really very generous of you, and I'm sorry that you didn't sort of feel that you could get to finish this, but this will go on my list of projects to finish. I like things like this. I like repairing paint on things and getting them all sort of looking how they should have done originally. So yeah, that's really very kind. Thanks ever so much for sending this all over. Next up we have this box from Evander, who is a Patreon and long-time supporter of the channel. He sent me a few things in the past. There's always been interesting stuff, and some projects that I've actually covered over on toy-polloi as well have come from him. This box, I'm not particularly sure what is inside it. He did send me a message with some information about something that I've never seen before, so that's going to be quite exciting. And then there's a whole load of other pieces. So let's just open this up and see what Evander has sent. Okay, I found the top and there is a note inside it. So this is, "Dear Dave, I've had a big clean out of my flat in Paris and cleaned out my parents' house in Scotland of my things and found these things that might interest you. Back in 2021, I bought a lot of Meccano gyro sets." Now, these were the things that Evander was talking about when he emailed me. I've never heard of gyro sets, but they look really interesting, so we'll take a look at those in a moment. He says he bought those to complete his collection. These were the French license of Kenner's SSP Crazy Stunt Cars. I thought you might like to build your own out of the leftover parts. Then in early January, when I'm moving some space playmobil, they broke, and it seems to be beyond my skills to fix them, and they're not vehicles that I like. The rest are some odds and ends, including a headless Doctor Who figure and other pieces. Keep up the great work and enjoy, Evander. Well, thank you, Evander. Let's take a look at these bits then. So yeah, those gyro jets are not something I'd ever heard of. So it sounds quite interesting to me. But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff. Let me tip this out and we'll take a look at it in better detail. Okay, so this is what was in that box, and you can see it's a whole mishmash of things. So we've got a few little bits in the middle. You've got these mini little Star Wars figures. These are sort of they look a bit like Sabutio figures in the fact that they're weighted at the bottom. They've got sort of a weighted ball at the bottom. That one looks like Padme. There we've got Yoda. We've got Lando. There's a Greedo as well. Were these from a game or something like that? Because they look like they should be. They've got, you know, as I say, little weighted bottoms to them, so they sort of rotate around like Weebles maybe, or yeah, Sabutio figures. Those are pretty interesting. I've not seen those before. Then we have a bag of Playmobil figures. So this is the space Playmobil figures. I've covered some sort of stuff on them before. In fact, that is the product that Evander sent over. He sent me some of the robots that needed some work, so you've seen those in a video. So I've got a few space Playmobil characters here. They look in pretty good condition to me. A bit of chrome wear on them. Those are really nice. I do like those. They're very sort of 2001, Stanley Kubrick's 2001 style sort of in their design. But those all look in really nice condition, so thanks for those. There's a whole load of weapons and bits over here for them as well. And then I can see the vehicles that he said that had been damaged. Let me just move those figures to one side. So these are some space vehicles from the Playmobil line. So you put the figures inside, and it looks like the skis have broken off both of these. I'm not sure whether that's the sort of plastic that will work with plastic pulp, but we can certainly give it a try. So both of those are broken. That's obviously a weak point there, because this one has got the same damage. In fact, this one's, the other side is falling off as well. So I can see why those have broken, and it's certainly going to be a tricky fix. There's this part which is from the Death Star. This is the Star Wars Death Star playset. I recognise that straight away. That's one of the pillars. Always missing this top end piece. They tend to snap, but very useful piece. Then we have a little, is this Dinky or Corgi? This is a Corgi die-cast car. This is the Penguin from the Batman. Looks like he's had a fair amount of playware to him and a little bit dirty, but that's the Penguin's car from Batman. Then there is indeed a headless Doctor Who, which looks like it's been painted and all sorts. So yeah, not quite sure what's gone on with him. Then we come on to these yeah, gyro sets or gyro jets. I've never seen these. They are, yeah, it says SSP Supersonic Power Classy Crasher 1974's General Mills. So these are sort of a pre-runner to crash test dummies. They're supposed to sort of whiz along. I guess that's what the ripcords here are for. And then smash apart. So there's lots of pieces for wheels and doors. And then it said there are French versions as well. So let's take a look at what's in here and see what these look like. All right. Oh no, this is space stuff. This is space Playmobil stuff. I recognise that straight away. So this is not one of those. This is the space Playmobil. This is one of the sort of digger vehicles that, yeah, a moon vehicle. That's pretty cool. Let's put that to one side. And what's in this one? Ah, right. So this is the other one of these gyro jets or gyro sets. Those are really strange looking. Let me see if I can piece one together, because we've got some bits in this bag here, and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've just sort of roughly pieced one together from the bits that Evander sent. It's quite an intriguing toy. It is essentially sort of the crash test dummy, so these things explode as they get hit. This one is sort of broken, as you would imagine, so we've got sort of wheels and stuff that do clip in place. And these wheels don't actually roll around. It's this wheel in the middle that rolls once you pull the ripcord. And then there's should be a button on the front that gets pushed in, and that fires all of these wheels out and fires the doors off and all sorts of bits, and fires the bonnet off, so they sort of explode into pieces. I can certainly see they're an intriguing toy, and I can see why they're broken. There's loads of sort of fairly fragile bits of plastic on here, and yeah, everything sort of falls apart. Not a set that I've ever seen before. So he says that these are the sort of forerunner to the Kenner's SSP crazy stunt cars, which, as I say, are not something I have ever heard of. So intriguing thing. There's a lot of damage to these, but I can certainly understand why. I'm definitely going to have to investigate those more. And just as a little test while I was sort of moving things around, I thought I'd see if I could plastic weld this ski back onto this Playmobil space vehicle. It does actually appear to have worked. That's actually proved to be a very strong bond there, so I can easily repair those broken skis on these, and I'll see about getting them put back together. You can see I put the jets on and the light. There's a few bits that maybe go in the sides here. I'll have to do a bit of research on those, but yeah, those can actually be fixed. The plastic welders really firmly held that back on. So the other poor one here, which is a little bit more worse for wear and it's actually bent, maybe a bit of hot water to re-straighten that, and then I can reattach the skis onto that. So yeah, I think those can be repaired. So I need to say a massive thank you to Mathew and Evander. These are some really intriguing bits and look like quite fun projects for the future. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then head on over to my main channel, Toy-Polloi, and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.